Like when I look at those guys, none of them are in a good relationship. So I'm very hesitant to take advice from them about life. I'm very conscious of since my early 20s. Never take advice from someone who's in a position that you don't want to be in. So when I look at like the Fresh and Fit guy, the whatever podcast guy, like when I look at those guys, none of them are in a good relationship. So I'm very hesitant to take advice from them about life. When it if I want to learn how to pick up a chick in Miami, I'll get easily.
You get your body count up. You want to get your paper, but again, what does this have to do with the greater good for everybody? Right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, as human beings, the ultimate goal is to build a powerful community. What does that look like? Family, husband, wife, kids, grandma, aunts, uncles, cousins, working in unison, neighbors. And as far as I can tell, none of those guys are even close to having a good relationship, much less a family. So like if there's any guys that are watching this, this is the caution that I want to throw at them.
100%. And it feels good, honestly, to kind of not be at the bottom if you're a guy who's been beat up and you can't ever, kind of pull the kind of women that you want to have, and to now move into that 20%, that you can actually be visible, right? Because it's like it's almost like a light spectrum for men. Most men are not on the spectrum and they're not visible, right? They're just out here, unless you're at this top 20%. And so, being fit, getting your career going or making money, understand female nature, having confidence, like those are all good things. But then when it's just your end result is, okay, now I can bag a lot of chicks, but I'm not, and now I'm just going to stay in that zone and be selfish and take advantage of that. And literally, you're a zombie maker, because then now you're adding to this cycle, right?
Because their system, as far as I can tell, perpetuates the very thing that they complain about.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like the whole Andrew Tate effect.
Yes, another example.
Yeah, like I got seduced by his words too at first. I'm like, all right, I like it.
There's a lot of truth.
I like a lot of what he says. I think in his case, his diagnosis is correct.
Yes.
His
execution, right?
His medicine, his solution for the diagnosis.
Yes.
Is completely off.
Right. Again, multiple baby mamas, you just living this bad boy fast life or whatever else. Is that really the fruit we want? And status is everything, right? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, the proof for him specifically is that he talks about weak men being addicted to porn. I'm like, didn't you make your first $1 million off of a cam girl website? Didn't you create these weak men? Like, didn't you set the house on fire that you're pouring water on?
That's always so I love what you're doing here in terms of men. The thing you always want to do is look at the fruit and then look at the hypocrisy. So when the messages don't add up and they start to cross against one another, that lets you know you gotta chew the meat, spit out the bones. And so there's some meat there, but there's a lot of bones to spit out. And it's like salmon, sometimes it's those small ones that'll catch you and choke you. And a lot of guys don't have discernment because a lot of guys don't have the male leadership. Again, we don't have as many dads in, so this is good because they're telling people a lot of things that we should have gotten from our dads, from our uncles or other male influencers. And it's in this day and age, it's like it's not even safe to be masculine anymore, like to project masculine things. So I love that they're pushing that boundary back.
Yes.
But then there's a place where it becomes toxic, and that's the line that I think is not. There's not enough discerning other voices to kind of temper it a little bit.
Should we even return women back to their traditional gender roles, or do we change and adapt with time? And if not, how do we bring women back to a traditional gender role? Same question for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are sensitive topics. I always say, look, I have 2 daughters, so it starts with me and how I raise my daughters and what kind of mindsets and what kind of examples I show them so they can see what a good man is. And so I never like to tell people what they should do, but I encourage people, if you want X or Y results, if you want to be happily married, you want a husband that's going to be loyal to you, that's going to be a great these are the things you need to do first as a woman to show yourself worthy, that these very rare men, right? There are plenty of them. And I don't even like to say very rare. They're plentiful if you start taking out all of these income and other limiting things, height and all this kind of stuff. There are a lot of good men, but you also need to know how to be a good woman to those men so that you could actually attract the right men. This is what that looks like. And so I think that's the carrot that has to be put out there, because for women, they're naturally wired to want to have a stable, safe situation. They're not without the toxic things of the society, without being hurt and all that. Their default is, I want to have one really good man and dedicate myself to him. That's less of their challenge. Men, we have more of that natural proclivity to kind of want to sample the menu across the board. Women, it feels safer, it feels better if they have one high quality man.